Hi. Good afternoon, or I guess morning. Good morning, everyone. It's Miss Becky here at the Seward County Library, and we're gonna start reading some books here in a few minutes and have a story time. But I thought that maybe we could visit a little bit first while we wait for some people to join us. So if you're joining us, good morning. You can tell me your name and where you're watching from. It is Wednesday, and I was up bright and early. I went for a walk, and then when I got home, it started to rain. I was not expecting rain today. Oh man, that doesn't happen very often here in Wyoming in our high desert mountain. And what else have I been doing? Um, well, school is out, so we are getting ready for summer reading at the library. We're excited. We have so many amazing prizes that you can win if you read this summer. And we're even adding a weekly prize every week. If you read just 1 hour, you're entered into a drawing for $50, and that's for grown-ups and for kids. So we'll have two drawings every week, which is really exciting. And the library is offering curbside. So you can place holds online or you call the library and we will get some books for you, including book bundles. And book bundles are groups of 5 books that we've already put together. And you can ask for a book bundle. All the libraries have different themes and different activities. And some of the themes that we have in Green River are I Spy book bundles, and we have dinosaur book bundles, and we have folklore and fairy tales. And I thought it would be really fun to read some books like that today. So it is 10:30. I see some more people have joined us. Hi, good morning. And let's go ahead and read some books together. And the first one we're going to read is called Once Upon a Goat, and it's by Dan Richards. And the pictures are by Eric Barclay. And just like lots of fairy tales, it begins with once upon a, and sometimes they say time, but this one says once upon a goat. And look here, he's eating the book. Oh no! Once upon a goat. Once upon a time in a faraway kingdom, a king and queen wished for a child. Let's look at the pictures. The ducks have baby ducks, and the rabbits have baby rabbits, and even up here in the tree, there's a nest with some worms. Yes, but where would we put it? Asked the king. Next to the vase on the hearth, naturally, replied the queen. Or beside the roses in the garden, the king added. Oh, yes, perfect, agreed the queen. Is that where you put a baby? Do you put a baby on the hearth or in the garden at your house? One day, their fairy godmother stopped by for a visit. Tell me what you desire, she asked. We'd like to start a family, said the king. We're not particular, said the queen. Glowing skin, bright eyes, and hair like ocean waves should do it. Hmm, said the fairy godmother. A boy would be great, added the king, but any kid will do. Of course, answered the fairy godmother. Look on your doorstep when the moon is full. At the next full moon, the king and queen ran to the door. Let it be a boy, said the king. With hair like ocean waves, said the queen. But what do they see? Bah, said the goat. I wanted a baby, cried the queen. It's my fault, wailed the king. I said any kid would do, but I never meant this. Baby goats are called kids. Oh no. Reluctantly, the king and queen brought the little beast into their home. Look on the bright side, said the king. We can still hold it like a baby. It has a goatee, replied the queen. We won't need to change its diapers, said the queen. That's disgusting, replied the king. At least it loves the royal roses, said the king. That's it. It has to go, commanded the queen. Oh no, it's eaten all the flowers. I guess we're better off now, said the queen sadly. A stand had to be taken, said the king. Of course, said the queen. And there's the baby goats, kicked out of the castle. That night it rained hard. It's not our fault we were given a goat, said the queen. Not our fault at all, added the king. And yet, I wonder if we were right to send the little fellow away on such a blustery night. What do you think the king and queen will do? Do you think they will bring the goat back inside? I don't know. Clearly, he lacks the good sense to find shelter. I suppose he could come in just for a bit to dry off. He looks hungry, said the king. Maybe he could share a nibble or two from our meal. Okay. He's eaten all of their flowers. It's late. We can hardly send him away now, said the queen. He shall have to stay in our room for the night. It's only for the night, said the king. One night turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Look at their throne room. The little goat has knocked over flowers and all kinds of mischief. Before long, their fairy godmother returned for a visit. How is everything? Wonderful, replied the king and queen. Perfect. May I see the child? Isn't he darling? Look at the goat knocked her over, said the king. A blessing, added the queen. Yes, left on the doorstep when the moon was full, just like you said. Uh-oh, said their fairy godmother. I'll be back. Oh dear. She gave the baby to the goats. This is for the best, really. There. Uh-oh, the baby is crying. He wants to stay with his goat parents. My sincere apologies for the misunderstanding. I'll just return the goat, and that will be that. Wait, said the queen. Perhaps there is an alternative, said the king at last. Yes, I see your point, said their fairy godmother. The baby and the kid baby goats. And now the goats are going to come live with the king and queen. Well, said the king, not exactly the family we wished for. No, replied the queen. Better. The end. All right, the next story I'm going to share with you is a story inside this box. So I'm going to have to open it up. And then I have to take everything out of this box. There's lots of pieces in here. And this is the story of Rapunzel. All right. If you look inside this box, you will see it's a beautiful garden. All right, Rapunzel. This is Rapunzel, and she liked nothing more than to walk through the forest each day. And as she would walk, she would sing a beautiful song. La 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 la, la 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 la. And one day, as she was walking through the forest, she came to a path she had never walked on before. And as she walked along it, she became hungry. And that's when she came to a garden behind a big wall. And in the garden, there were some turnips and some rutabagas. And Rapunzel peeked over the wall and she saw the delicious vegetables and she called out, "Hello, hello, does this garden belong to anyone? I'm very hungry." And when no one answered, Rapunzel climbed over the wall and started to eat all the vegetables. When all of a sudden there appeared a witch, and the witch said, "Thief, thief, you can't steal my vegetables." "Oh, I'm so sorry," said Rapunzel. "I'm going to lock you up, thief," said the wicked witch. And using magic, she built a tall tower. And then she locked Rapunzel into the tower. Now many years passed, and as Rapunzel lived in the tower, her hair began to grow longer and longer and longer. And when the wicked witch would come to visit her, she would stand beneath the tower and she would call, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." And then Rapunzel would put her beautiful long hair through the tower window, and up would climb the wicked witch. And sometimes she would bring Rapunzel some things to eat. And then the wicked witch would climb back down again and leave Rapunzel alone in her tower. Now, it had been many, many years, and Rapunzel would stand by her window and she would sing. She would sing, "La la 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 la, la 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 la." And one day, while Rapunzel was singing her beautiful song, along came a prince. And the prince heard her singing, and he followed the sound of her voice until he came to the garden. "This beautiful voice," said the prince. "I must meet whoever is singing." And before he entered into the garden, who should show up but the wicked witch? And the prince hid behind a tree, and he heard her call out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." And the prince saw the beautiful braid of golden hair come out the window, and the wicked witch climb back up and then climb back down and leave Rapunzel's tower. And the prince quickly climbed over the wall and he stood beneath Rapunzel's tower and he said, "What was that thing that she said? Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your chair." No, that wasn't it. What else could it be? "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your bear." Does Rapunzel have a bear in her tower? No. That's not it either. I know, I remember. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." And Rapunzel thinking that the witch had come back again, put her hair out of the tower, and the prince climbed up her hair this time. And when she turned around, she said, "Oh, you're not the evil witch." He said, "I heard your singing. I want to rescue you. Come live with me in my castle, and we will live happily ever after." And Rapunzel, who had not met very many people locked up in the tower, realized that he was sincere, and she said, "I would love to escape this tower with you." He said, "Okay, so we'll climb down your hair." And Rapunzel said, "I cannot escape. I can't climb down the tower. I can't use my hair to climb down." And then the prince said, "I have a plan. I am going to go get a very tall ladder, and then we will be able to escape together." And Rapunzel let down her hair, and the prince climbed down and left to go get the ladder. While Rapunzel was waiting the next day, she was waiting and waiting, and he was late. And as she was waiting, the evil witch called out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Rapunzel put her hair out of the window, and the evil witch climbed up. And before Rapunzel turned around, she said, "Prince, I'm so excited to escape with you." "Aha!" said the evil witch. "I knew it all along. You've been planning something." And just then the prince arrived. He put his giant ladder up and he climbed up. "This is the prince that you've been planning to run away with. You can never run away from me." And the evil witch got out a great big pair of scissors. And you know that scissors are only for cutting paper, never for cutting hair. And the evil witch said, "If you love her so much, let's see if you love her when she doesn't have any hair." And she cut off Rapunzel's beautiful hair. And the prince, thinking fast, grabbed the hair and tied up the evil witch. And he and Rapunzel escaped down the ladder together. "Let me out! Let me out!" cried the evil witch. And they took the ladder and they left and they were married happily ever after. And the witch is probably up in the tower right now, stuck. The end. And that's one version of Rapunzel. And now I'll put all these pieces back into the box. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. There are so many different versions of fairy tales. You might read a different Rapunzel that will end a different way. Who knows? Let's read one more book. And this book is called The Princess and the Pit Stop. And I'm going to read just a little bit so you can see the pictures better. Here we go. The Princess and the Pit Stop. And this is by Tom Engelberg. And the pictures are by Dan Santanta. The Princess and the Pit Stop. And look at the inside cover pages. There's lots and lots of race cars. And a rainbow. And some of these pictures are drawn in panels just like a comic book. Ooh, very intense. And she sees in the mirror, objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. But wait, she's running out of gas. Abram Books for Young Readers presents The Princess and the Pit Stop. Once upon a time, there was a princess who made a pit stop. While the birds and beasts changed her tires, her fairy godmother told her she was in last place. With just one lap left, she might as well give up. Does she look like she's going to give up? I don't think so. Instead, the princess hit the gas. She passed Humpty Dumpty. She passed all the king's horses. She passed all the king's men. She roared down the straightaway, running the three bears off the road. There they go. She flew past the wicked witches from Hansel and Gretel, Sleeping Beauty, and the Wizard of Oz. She leapt past Flopsy, Mopsy, and Peter Rabbit. She spun out Rumpelstiltskin and butted in front of the three Billy Goats Gruff. Do you recognize all the characters from different fairy tales? She drove right over Tom's thumb and right under the giant. She beat Jack and Jill down the hill and past little Jack Horner in the corner. She blew the doors off the big bad wolf and smoked the three little pigs. She charged past the knight and cut off the dragon. She, she, there we go. She outraced the tortoise and the hare. She honked at the golden goose, blew a kiss to the ugly duckling, then screeched past 24 blackbirds. She made the seven doors grumpy and left Snow White in a cloud of dust. They all tried to beat her, but the cobbler got cobbled, and Little Boy Blue blew it. And the gingerbread man admitted, "She can catch me." Little Bo Peep and her sheep tried to stay with her, but the princess lost them. There were just two more cars to beat. The ugly stepsisters. The stepsisters swerved. The stepsisters curved. They bumped. They blocked. But when they got scared and hit the brakes, the princess just stepped on the gas. She crossed the finish line and won the race. She spun donuts on the tracks, grabbed her trophy, posed for pictures, made a commercial, and invited everybody to a big ball at the castle later. And so the princess lived happily ever. Come on, Prince. We've got a dance contest to win. The end. And there's more of those race cards. I think this big one is for the giant. And that was Princess and the Pit Stop. Well, I hope you enjoyed joining me today for some fairy tale books and that we see you soon at the library. Remember, you can place a hold on one of those book bundles with all those activity pages and crafts. And I will see you next Monday for toddler time. Bye, everyone.